Hello, good evening, everybody. We're going to have a little fun in this video. I haven't done one in a while. Let me pull up this PDF and I'm going to go over this. This is an email from Alfonso to myself back, and I have other emails after this, but I'm just going to stick to this one on this video. So, look, I know the noise has calmed down, and I think we all know why, right? Which is good. So I just figured I'd have a little fun with this one. So y'all can kind of see the behind the scenes communications, excuse me, by these scammers. So this is what they do. Look, it's not a surprise anymore because I think everybody's kind of well aware that this is just the space, right? For the most part, uh, these scammers get to hide uh, behind the internet and their computers, and they don't think that investors are going to buck up on them and come after them, and this is what happens. Y'all get to um, you're on the other side of that. People like Alfonso gets to keep $5-6 million that I know of in his bank. There's still more in the exchange, and I'm sure that'll come out later as it's being investigated. But this is what goes on, right? These are the communications that are being had when you don't know what's going on. I mean, you're buying NFTs and you're thinking you're going to get paid, and you all the airdrops you thought you were going to get, the NFT pairing NFTs that were going to give you airdrops you thought you were going to get. As y'all are well aware, nothing existed. But I'm going to go over this because this is kind of interesting, and y'all need to kind of see how this goes down, and how before y'all even got scammed, he was trying. Well, he had already scammed me. I just didn't know it yet. But this is communications, right? Of him trying to scam me in real time, and that's the thing. So a lot of investors, when y'all don't have a direct contact with whatever dev, you don't know what the hell they're doing. You just don't know. And then whenever somebody comes out and says, "Oh shit, it's a scam," you're like, "Oh my god, it's fun. Quit fucking with my investments." No, dude, it's a scam. I told you it was a scam. You just didn't want to believe me. So that's why I like dropping this stuff, because this shows you what these dudes were doing behind your back when you thought everything was good. So here's Here's Alfonso emailing me. First and foremost, I would like to establish that here forward, all token. Here, let me see if I can make this smaller here. It's going to be hard to read. I'll try to read it from here. All right. First and foremost, that's a long email, but it's okay. I need to get through it. First and foremost, I would like to establish that here forward, and by the way, this was an exhibit that we entered into court, so it's not like this is some secret shit, and I'm just dumping it so y'all can follow along and be entertained. First and foremost, I would like to establish that here forward, all token and NFT related communications need to go through me, either on concierge at activeworldclub.com or my DM on Discord. This is to avoid any miscommunications and ensure the proper management of member expectations. So basically, he's saying, email directly, don't go public, because I need to manage the shit show that's about to happen, because we know we're scamming everybody, but you don't know it yet, so it hasn't gotten too loud. So just keep it between me and you. Thank you for your patience as we go through some cleanup and growing pains. I want to clarify a couple of items, outline a couple of necessary changes, and explain exactly what happened this month. As you know, the FOTC activity for the club involves aggressive short-term investment and bridge lending, usually into projects that we are investing in long-term and tokenizing. So here, and we'll get in the details longer in the email, but he's already kind of setting up the narrative, which they've been screaming for 3 years now. Utility is liquidity. We're going to tokenize everything. I mean, shut the fuck up. The thing is, they don't own anything to tokenize. That's their problem, right? They kept all the money. FOTC also manages a portfolio of more than $5 million worth of public securities on behalf of the club. Just more fraud and more lies. And look, so keep in mind, all of this stuff is still going to put, like, whenever the collection process ends, we're going to ramp up like 4 or 5 more lawsuits. It's just we haven't gotten there yet. But they're going to be based on all of the fraud, right? So we haven't even hit Alfonso and AWC for all the good stuff. We just smoked him for $1.4 million, and we're going to sell all of his fucking assets and make his life a living hell. And then it gets worse after that. So keep in mind, all this is just fake, and it's just bullshit, and it's all fraud. But it's okay. That's why we kept everything. FOTC also manages a portfolio of more than $5 million worth of public securities on behalf of the club. Like I said, they do not, nor can they prove it. So I know they like to listen to these videos and then they post online, oh my God, Married to Crypto, he won't shut the fuck up. It's all a lies. It's all slander. It's all disparagement. And again, my point is prove it. Prove it that this stuff is actually legitimate, because you can't, or you would have sued me already. And I'm still waiting to be sued. You haven't done it yet. The club manages more than $125 million in crypto assets to be monetized in the future DAO, which never happened, and more than $1.5 million of new direct investment capital in partner projects and companies aimed at Web3 liquidity events. Never happened. This is all just fake. It's all just a story time. This is story time. Of course, we also have our Unity and Real Engine metaverse assets. I'm going to get into that in another email, and this will be like probably one of the biggest fraud lawsuits that we're going to end up pushing up to the SEC, because the metaverse assets, there were no metaverse assets. He tried to sell them as their own. He didn't even own them. I know the dev who built the metaverse and owns the code. Alfonso still owes him money. They don't own shit, and he can't prove it either. That's why this is going to be so much fun, because that's the thing. There's a saying that I posted on X last night. It's easy for me, or it's easy for us to prove that it's fake, because you can't prove that it's real. That's the perks of being on our side. It's easy to prove that it's a scam, because you can't prove that it's real. That's why you're getting your ass smoked. It's very simple. This is the easiest stuff in the world, especially on my end. It's just so easy. It's hilarious. So again, of course, we have also our Unity and Real Engine metaverse, which they don't. Our own exchange, which they don't. It's not their own exchange, as we are well aware. It is a licensed, white labeled exchange from Mahala X. They don't own it. Nor did he own it to even sell it to NSAV. So, like I said, all of this all of these little small sideshow scams that have been over and over in public, and after AMA, we're doing this, we're worth $11 billion. We have $9 billion worth of tokens. Dude, it's all just a show. Casino, they don't have. Proprietary checkout technologies, they don't own. And significant tech, among other assets, which doesn't exist. So that whole paragraph is all a fraud. Like, literally, I can just sue him alone on this one paragraph for fraud, and he will not be able to produce anything to anybody saying that they own it legally. As crypto markets began to worsen a couple of months ago, they always blame the markets, right? The back office was contacted by a well-known and trusted member who needed to sell club native tokens to cover expenses incurred from his delayed business sale. Think about that. And I know who this member is. I'm not going to drop his name because I'm cool with him. It's all good. But so I know the real story from him, and it doesn't match the story that was told to us from Alfonso. The back office attempted to connect him with a buyer. When that failed, remember, there's no liquidity in any of these tokens. So Alfonso's having to hustle on the sell side and contact members to get a buyer because there's no liquidity. All these tokens were shitcoins. They pulled all the liquidity. They kept all the cash. That's why it was sitting in Alfonso's bank account. Nobody can do anything. There was no liquidity on the exchange. It's nothing. You're done. So Alfonso has to scurry the prairie lands and try to find him a buyer for the sell, and he could not do it. When that failed, the member let it be known that all of his holdings would be liquidated in the open market to cover his problem. He then got in contact with me directly, and I politely let him know that we do not buy back tokens from members. They'll take your money, though. Don't forget that they were quick to take your money. They were very quick to not put any liquidity on the exchange so you could sell. So when this member contacted Alfonso to help him sell his own position, Alfonso said, "Fuck you. You can't sell." That said, his business sale was scheduled for July 19th, and he was at that point out of runway to facilitate open market trades. We routinely do bridge loans into liquidity events like a business sale. We were assured that the member would return the money, so we loaned approximately $90,000 secured against all of his holdings in a bridge to a close. In simple terms, Alfonso's telling us, hey, we gave them $90,000. We gave this member $90,000 of your money. It wasn't Alfonso's money. It wasn't the club's money. It was your money. Normally, this is acceptable risk. And because of the member's activity level, and I'll give him that. I mean, I know who the member is, and we all know. I mean, he was a big player. Members' activity level in the club, we went forward with normal business operations and full expectations of repayment on July 19th. Part of normal business operations for us then and now involves a hedge against risk. To accomplish the hedge, we began implementing a more aggressive real estate acquisition strategy, which also serves to augment the concierge rental platforms being built. This is necessary because instead of simply deploying risk capital and partner projects, the club can hedge against the risk of inflations and inherent B2B risk by first buying real estate for flex and Airbnb property or type rentals. There's that word, real estate, flex, and Airbnb. More on that to come. So simply put, the model is this. A partner needs $250K into a business transaction. Instead of taking that direct risk, we buy a $350,000 property in cash and leverage, borrow against that, and then deploy that capital into the business transaction. The real estate then goes into the rental pool and supports the note and remains an appreciating asset regardless of the outcome of the partner transaction. This is also the model used for depreciating assets like the purchase of cars and camping vehicles. Right, Bo? That RV? Must be nice to get a free ride off of all the investors back, considering they paid for it. Around the same time as the loan to the member's business sale, we had the opportunity to acquire two great properties well under market due to one being an auction sale and the other being sold for an estate. We had to be quick and cash. We had to be quick and cash, and we wanted both. So we deployed around $700,000 in cash for the buys and started the process of leveraging for the next transactions and operations. All right, let's talk about that. So they did not deploy $700,000 in cash, at least not in the bank records that we have. So he's not going to be able to prove it. And it definitely wasn't in his financials that he turned over to the bankruptcy court. But I know what those two properties, I know them because WFD Capital now has liens on both of them. So think about this. He took your cash, bought the properties for himself, but he kept the cash. There was never $700,000 going out. As a matter of fact, one of the properties he is in foreclosure on his mortgage. So he never bought it with cash. He just took a mortgage out on it. He kept your cash. And then he defaulted on those properties. He took out mortgages on them. So he did not deploy $700,000 in cash to buy those properties because he doesn't own them outright. We do. Now, how does that make you feel as an investor? You were under the assumption that they knew how to manage money because they told you they were billionaires. They've done this their whole lives, and you believed them. But when I started telling you, hey, it's all a bullshit, y'all all started crying like little bitches. Oh my God, what's Scott doing? Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I knew all this was going on, and I tried to tell you, but you just didn't want to believe it. So now I have to post the receipts to show I knew exactly how this scam went down in real time. So he kept that money. That cash is his. He kept it. And now I own the Airbnbs, or not I, but WFD does. He doesn't. There's liens on them. How does that make y'all feel? Think about it. But knowing how freaking retarded most of you are, you'll be like, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I can't do anything about it anyways because I'm just stupid. That's why I'm here. All of this has, sorry, let me find out where I was. Okay. Unfortunately, the members' business sale did not go through. Well, I'll be gosh darn. It didn't go through. Well, I thought Alfonso was the king of everything business. Why couldn't the sale of the business go through? It's just another L. They just keep losing over and over and over again. Story time. It did not go through due to an act of God. No, it didn't go through because you were scamming everybody and he didn't want to go through with the deal. And he missed the July 19th repay and the subsequent extension. He is working on a solution. No, there never was a solution. He took the $90K and he ran because you owed it to him anyways. So not only did you not allow this member to cash his bags out, he had to say, hey, I need a loan to float me through a business transaction. And when the deal didn't go through, he just said, thank you. The $90K is mine. And you didn't even do anything about it. You didn't sue the member. You didn't even go try to chase that money. You just let him have it, which is okay with me because technically he's owed it anyways because he should have been able to cash out. But you kept all the liquidity. So I'm on the member side. But for you to pass this story along to investors and say, oh, it's the members. They owe me money. No, motherfucker. What do you mean they owe you money? They don't owe you shit. You owe them money. But this is what Alfonso does, right? And again, he's never going to be able to come out publicly and refute anything that I say because he doesn't have any proof. He has zero. It's all story time. This is all bullshit, right? That's why I can get away with saying what I'm saying because it's the truth and he cannot refute it. He can't. He'll never be able to battle me in court on this. He'll lose again. And the next time we do go to court, it's going to be another show, and everybody's going to get to see how Married with Crypto gets down. Moving on. To clear everything up and avoid this in the future, I will be handling all of the members' direct communications. All right, blah, blah, blah. We will be updating the NFT payout dates to be on only one day a month so that the operations can run more smoothly. So he's talking about the NFTs that most of us had. I guess you'd consider us the whales of the group. We were supposed to be getting, some members are supposed to get $15,000 a month. Some were supposed to get like 80, 90,000 a month, some 45,000, and they had all stopped getting paid. But this is him just trying to run cover. Say, hey, trust me, bro, it's coming. For now, we are sorting and organizing all of the communications you have each had with back office, and request again that from here you contact me directly with any questions. The most recent payouts to everyone came from direct operating cash flow. So Alfonso is admitting in this email right now that the NFT payouts are, he's trying to say, oh, hey, this is coming out of our direct cash. Bear with us. No, motherfucker, nobody's going to bear with you. We paid for that. The investors paid for those NFTs, and they paid a premium too. Some people are in this shit for 7 figures. And for the life of me, I have no idea why those dudes haven't bucked you up in court. I guess they're just full of estrogen, low T guys, soy boys. But you just fucked with the wrong dude, and your life is just going to continue to be miserable. So enjoy this little dead space that you're going through right now, because it's about to fire back up. The most recent payouts to everyone came from, okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. All right. Oh, yeah. Check this out. Y'all remember the exchange listings. Y'all remember all that. So this will cause delays in the AWC exchange completion and delay planned external exchange listings for the next couple of weeks as we round out August. Again, he's using this one business deal that went sideways for 90 grand to portray out to the community that it's fucked the whole thing up and the money's just now gone. But by the way, we're out buying real estate and Lambos and RVs and boats, and, you know, go fuck yourselves, everybody. That's basically what happened, right? Again, thank you for your patience and understanding. I will be back in touch by tomorrow, which he didn't, to deliver the plan moving forward. I would also like to point out that I am available directly to answer, blah, blah, blah. Overall, the unfortunate exercise will make our operations stronger. What he means by stronger, he means he's going to file bankruptcy, everybody. Remember, this is the almighty Alfonso Knoll, the greatest venture capitalist to ever roam planet Earth. That's what he sold to investors, the one that I forced into bankruptcy. But he's telling us we're going to be stronger and better prepared. We're going to better prepare the club for the new regulatory environment that is now upon us. There never was any new regulatory environment. Bitcoin went down to 25 grand. He should have took the $6 million that was sitting in his bank account and bought Bitcoin at 25 grand and sold it when it hit 60 grand. He could have 3x'd it. Then he would have been able to pay everybody back. That's what a true venture capitalist would have done. But he didn't. He just kept it all. He said, fuck you, everybody. I'm keeping this money. This is mine. Thank you very much. So here we go. Let me get down here and let me see if some of these are, I think, my emails. Okay, I don't know if this is sweet shit, dude. I always rather email you anyways. Yeah, okay, that's my response to him. Then there's a forward email to Jennifer at the time. And then here's me emailing my attorney. More bullshit saying they manage more than 125 million of crypto in their portfolio. So yeah, the lies are deep in this one. Everything in this email, again, not true. They just make it sound really nice, which is true. I mean, there never was, even when we got our discovery and he gave us his financials, there was nowhere close to. He never had 125 million. So this is just more fraudulent activities to try to make himself look better and bigger than what he really was. Just so you have this info, every bit of this is a lie based on fraud to receive more cash inflow. So this is our emails to my lawyers. And then he said the exchange had more than 125 million in crypto assets. Haha, yeah, good luck with that one. And then I'm emailing. Okay, so that's me. I had forwarded some stuff to Ponzi at that time. So just a little. So this is the stuff that was being discussed behind all of y'all's backs. So I don't have to go over the deposition on this video. I just figured I'd just go over actual proof of communications between myself and Alfonso while the scam was going, right? The scam was going at this point in time. It's just nobody knew. Now, we had a feeling, like I said, when I emailed my attorneys, I was like, dude, I know it's bullshit. I know that they didn't have no $125 million. Now, if Alfonso's trying to say, well, that's the value of the tokens, no, that was never the value, because, that they like to play that game, utility is liquidity. Well, since, the token on the blockchain says it's worth $11 billion and it shows in my wallet as $11 billion, well, by God, it's worth $11 billion. So what he does is he tries to push that value out to private investors and say, hey, look, NSAV, I'm going to sell you this exchange, and this exchange has $1 billion in it. Give me $2.5 million, please. I'm assuming that's what he told NSAV, but we'll eventually find that out too, because I think right now the NSAV is going through some investigation with a receivership or something like that, and that's going to come out, I think, in a week or two. So look, it's all good. It's just, this shit's just kind of funny how this goes down. And like I said before, man, this is why, it's easy for people like me, especially with the new project Legal X that I'm about to launch and I'm building right now. And you're more than welcome to hop in Discord if you want. It's easy for me and especially for my company, it's easy for us to prove that it's all fake, because when we start filing all these new lawsuits, they have to prove that it's actually real, and they can't. And that's just going to be the way it's going to be on all of our lawsuits, right? Whenever we start suing all these scammer devs, it's going to be a very simple case. I can prove that it's fake. It's very simple to prove that it's fake, because you can't prove that it's real. Easy victory for everybody. But anyways, y'all, just a little video so y'all can kind of get some of this behind the scenes action going on, and we'll holler at y'all later.